Hello everyone. Today we're going to demonstrate end-to-end network automation that simplifies AWS VPC route management. On the left is our demo architecture that comprises of the Itential automation platform and several different types of integrations such as Slack for notification, Jira for ticketing, EC2 for VPC and networking component management, and ServiceNow for change request management. Majority of the time when NetOps and CloudOps teams often start their automation journey, they focus only on the activities revolving around the network change. In this case, a route modification. However, it is important to focus on a more comprehensive aspect of the network request, which traverses multiple systems before and after the actual change happens in the network. During the execution of this automation, we will perform the following actions listed on the right-hand side of the screen programmatically to provide a zero-touch experience to our customers, reduce swivel chair, and eliminate manual errors at each step in the route management process, while providing a bigger ROI for investments made in automating this particular activity. Now we will switch over to the Itential automation platform to kick off the actual execution of this automation. Here you see this is our Itential automation platform where you see an application ecosystem. The one that we're going to focus on today is the automation catalog. The automation catalog is a self-service portal where our automation builders can provide a way for their consumers to request network changes that could happen, by filling out a form, or it could happen programmatically where they can schedule this activity overnight during the maintenance window. In this case, we're going to be looking at the VPC resource request. This particular automation was built to actually make route table modification within a specific VPC that hosts production level or lab level applications and databases that could be exposed out to application developers outside of the organization. So you'll notice here there's an option for the automation innovators to actually provide which automations they want to associate with this particular automation catalog item, as well as form that they can dynamically build or use the UI, which is a drag and drop UI, in order to actually provide an input source. Additionally, you can associate read and write permissions with any automation catalog item that you see on the left-hand side or the new ones that they would build and would like to offer to their end customers. In this case, these are all the users, these are all the groups that are federated from your LDAP and any other AAA authentication source that could be utilized in order to expose and only provide access to certain users in order to actually request that particular service. So let's go ahead and kick off this particular VPC request. So when I click on Run Manually, you'll notice this particular form is presented to the end customer that is trying to request access to the database or the automation platform that resides within a virtual private cloud in AWS. So the first option is which particular zone, which region do they want to actually get access to. In this case, we'll go ahead and select West. So these are the 4 different types of environments. So these are the actual virtual private cloud built for each type of offering. In this case, production, pre-prod, staging, and development. We're going to go ahead and request access for the production environment. The next thing is which resource do you want access to? So there's 3 different clusters within that VPC, and one of them is the automation platform, the other one is database, and the last one is integration. We're going to go ahead and choose the automation platform, right? Because someone might be creating custom applications on top of the platform, so they need access to it. And this is the actual host IP or the customer IP that is required by the automation, so we can actually provide, you can actually modify the route table accordingly, so only the right IP addresses actually get access all the way through within the VPC. So we're going to go ahead and run this, and now it has initiated that request for that customer. So next, we're going to go to the active job applications in order to visualize what is actually happening within the automation, right? The first thing is we're going to go ahead and click on Visualize. You'll notice this is the actual zero-touch automation that was built to address this particular use case. the first thing that we do is we'll create a Jira ticket on behalf of the customer so it's easy for us to audit and track. The next thing is we would post that message about the Jira ticket so we can get proper approval from the CloudOps or the NetOps team, right? So let's quickly go to the Slack, and you'll notice we have programmatically posted a notification about a Jira ticket that is pending approval. So let's go to the Jira ticket, and what I'll have to do is move the Jira ticket to in progress, or else the automation will escalate notification just in case no one actually pays attention to this particular approval request. So let's go ahead and put it in progress. Now, if we go back to the automation, you'll notice most of the times, the DevOps teams focus on building automations or scripts or playbooks that are geared more towards positive and success scenarios. However, in this case, we have built-in fallouts where you'll notice we do evaluations on ticket status, and if it's not approval, it will actually loop in here until it actually gets approved. So after a certain amount of time, let's say 3 times, if no one has been approving the tickets, we will repost the message in the Slack channel so it actually gets attention from the other team members just in case they also have the authority to approve that. So in this case, since we actually moved the ticket to in progress, it has moved forward from this particular evaluation. The next thing that's happening is it's actually executing this modular automation that specifically creates and modifies the route table entry within the VPC associated with the production level automation platform. So what we'll quickly do is take a look at what's happening there, right? So we'll notice we are already, because the execution went so fast, we are already at the pre-post diff of what actually happened within the VPC. But let's quickly go and visualize the child job that actually modifies the VPC route table. So you'll notice we are taking all the inputs that is coming from the automation catalog form, and we're applying that here. So based on the name of that VPC, we were able to filter out the subnet that are available within that VPC, and what is the route table entry associated with the subnet specific to the automation platform. And once we programmatically obtain that information, we're performing a pre-check on that particular VPC, which goes and gathers all the information about every single aspect of that VPC, and we actually create the route table entry for that user to gain access to the automation platform. And once that is successfully made, so in this case, you will notice that every single green task that you see in the automation canvas is an automated task. So we will audit all the information that is actually incoming and outgoing. So you'll notice this was passed in from the form, and this is a gateway ID and the route table ID that was programmatically obtained from the previous tasks, right? So, and this is our outgoing result, which successfully actually made a change onto that VPC to provide access to our end user. So now that we have performed the post check, we're actually showing the particular diff from between the pre and the post within this manual intervention task. So for every manual intervention task, you'll notice that we have associated a user, a group, which means any user within that group and only that group will be able to act on this particular manual intervention. And this becomes important when you have maintenance windows and you only want to allow your network engineers to participate or your operation engineers to participate and provide approval level for configs being pushed into the network. So let's quickly go back to the details page and let's take a look at what the diff is between your pre and the post. So on the left-hand side is our pre, and then on the right-hand side is our post. So this is information about that specific VPC that we're going to make a change to. So if I scroll down further, you will notice that before we actually made a change into the route table, there was only a single route for that specific VPC subnet. But on the right-hand side, you'll notice the route table associated with the specific subnet for the automation platform. We have added a new entry for that route, which is specifying that this particular IP, which the customer has provided, now has access to that particular automation platform instance through the gateway, the internet gateway, right? So this actually shows you that it has successfully made that change, and the customer has the ability to test on their end, or you can actually add the test within the automation yourself, right? So that's the end of us making the change. And the next step is to actually reset. So once I reset, what it also does is that it will go and close the ticket. So now if I quickly roll back to the ticket, this is a particular one that was in progress, and you'll notice it automatically went to done state, right? So this is how easy it is for someone to actually build an automation within the Itential automation platform and enhance it and expand it if you want to add more and more components to this particular use case, or you could create more automations around the whole AWS networking component. And that was the end of our demo. If you have any questions, please reach out to us at itential.com, and we'll be glad to answer them. And there's a lot of other different content there and on our dev site that provides a lot more information about what you can do with the platform with respect to network automation. Thank you.